listen, I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but it's important that you hear this information. Perhaps someone is just tuning in into the show for the first time, and they haven't been hearing this, and they're wondering what's going on. And they don't understand that because they voted for the Democrat Party, America is in a crisis of sorts, actually in several crises. But here's the story from Breitbart. It got even more difficult in April for American families to put food on the kitchen table. Food prices rose 9.4% compared with the year earlier. Now, that's a lot. You know, we just mentioned these. We talk about these numbers. I'm guilty of it. I'll run past these numbers, and you don't think much of it. But if something was $1 and now it's $1.10, eventually things start to add up. Something that's $5 is $5.50. These things start to add up. You don't have that ability to spend on excess or luxury spending anymore, particularly when your dollar isn't worth as much. So again, food prices are up 9.4%. Data from the Department of Labor showed on Wednesday that's the fastest rate of inflation for food since 1981. Grocery store prices were up by even more, 10.8%. The broader consumer price index rose by 8.3%. Inflation is now not only running high, but it has brought in to an economy-wide phenomenon. Even the kitchen table itself is more expensive. Prices for the category of living room, kitchen, and dining room furniture are up 15%, 14.9%, but to round off, 15% compared with a year ago. They rose 1.1% compared with March. And again, I just told you, and we'll get into these. We'll get into more detail and specificity when it comes to what's happening with these gas prices. But you may say Biden is the worst president in American history, and I think you'd be right. But at least he's consistent because his policies stink, and they're getting worse every day. All right, so gas hit a record high. The national gas average hit a record high 3 days ago, and every single day since, it's been going higher and higher. So he's the worst president in American history, but he's consistent. So he's consistently the worst. And I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm going to cry if I don't, because I know this is destroying the average man, the everyday working person that wants to get ahead, that's trying to get ahead. And listen, even those that mistakenly voted for Biden, they did so because Biden said he was going to come in. He was going to be the adult in the room. That's what the left said. That's what the Democrat Party said. He was going to offer an element of calm, right? But that isn't happening. People are going crazy. People are going absolutely nuts. People are going nuts because they're panicking. They're desperate. Prices are just too high or rising too high to keep up with. You can get a job now that pays more. The problem is even your pay rates, the pay raises, can't keep up with the cost of inflation. It's just not happening. The dollar is getting weaker and weaker and weaker under this administration.